Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. And yep, there's a new look, a new costume, changing things up a little bit. That's something I learned in this life, right? I was thinking about this earlier today, too. Well, admittedly, I'm a work in progress. I decided to try and clean it up a little bit. I cleaned it up a little shorter than I intended, and whatever. But the idea is allow yourself to change, even if it's just the costume. Why? Because otherwise, the people around you might start to feel a little too familiar with you. They might start thinking they know you. But the reality is, we change and grow every single day. So, brothers and sisters, I am here today renewed, regrouped, renewed, refilled. I am here again with inspiration, encouragement, and love. Lots of faith to offer forth and to share with you. So sincerely, all of you who are dropping in through YouTube, I'm back on Rumble. Those of you visiting in Rumble or on Facebook, thank you sincerely. All of you who are joining. And please do the connection thing. Do the follow, do the subscribe, the notification. Stay tuned. This adventure we're sharing, this is something pretty cool. I'm feeling more and more confident about that. Wondering sincerely, what is my future? What is my future role? I have no clue anymore. To be honest, I really don't. I know where my heart is at. I know my intentions. I know the actions, the steps I'm taking. I know the reality that I intend to try and bring forth, should the universe and God allow it, right? My purpose is peace. This is why that's what motivates me every day. Peace. Peace on this earth. And so the idea today, what I wanted to talk about, finding the benefits of humility. The idea of humility can be lost on some, right? And it is lost on some, but humility is a trait that we can learn to admire, because truly humility is placing others before the self, lowering oneself in order for whatever, for peace. And truly, the higher we are placed, the more humbly we should walk. From Cicero a long time ago. And just to confirm, I looked it up. What's Cicero known for? He's known for natural law, long time ago. The laws of nature are more important than the laws of men and governments. And that's a man suggesting that the higher we are placed, the more humbly we should walk. And I agree. It's wisdom. So my thoughts on that, let's break it down. Why does humility matter? Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Why does humility matter? If you break it down, life, what is life? Every day it's an experience. And throughout the day, life brings us many lessons, many tests, each and every day in many different ways. And what is the best way to learn? If life each day is going to be lessons and tests, let's deal with lessons first. Lessons, they're best learned through humility. You got to have an open mind, the mind willing and open, curious, attentive, willing to sacrifice attention, willing to allow the mind to grow. That's how lessons are learned, is through humility. Arrogance Arrogance has us confused and believing we already know. I don't need to listen to them. How do you know? Until you do, right? Now, what about the test part? Tests happen to us each day as well. That's part of our growth, of our refinement, our development. We get tested, we learn lessons. That's what life is all about. So, the best way to pass tests, you got to have some confidence, right? Some belief in the unseen. You have to have faith. So, when you approach a test, you got to have faith with thoughtful consideration of the relevant facts. It's really, when you break things down and you allow things to be what they are, life isn't as difficult as the egoic mind wants us to believe. Because the egoic mind comes from the world. And my invitation today, brothers and sisters, I'm going to say it how I see it, say it how I say it. I'll say it in the best ways that I can. And I hope you can accept that my words are honest. My words would be true. So if you can accept my words as true, admittedly, I'm not claiming to be speaking perfectly, but it's not an absolute truth, but I just like it to be considered. Because really, my path to our better world, it's really kind of through you as well as me. Our better world resides with each of us, all of us. And we're all connected together today with today. So, see, the mind, the egoic mind wants to create these separations. My truth, your truth. Who cares about the messenger? How about we figure out what is true? What is objectively true about this experience we're sharing? That is the only thing that matters. The ego comes from the individual whom is trying to integrate into the world. I agree. Trying to conform, trying to fit in, trying to pretend, so that they don't stand out. We've been conditioned and fooled. So one of the notes I wrote is, please join me today in this present moment of now. And let's join together in the present as one together in this moment with God. In the presence of God, God is the truth. So we are in the presence of the truth, whether we accept it or not, whether we realize it or not, we are with God right now. So in this peace and knowing of right now, as I am, as you are, you can say as I am, right? We know that we are at peace in this moment, here and now. And then with that, through our mind, we can invite in the generous love without conditions that was shown through the Christ, the Christic, the perfect. We can invite in the spirit of love, perfection, wisdom to join us in the present, to walk with God. And so I invite you, this is the teaching in the book. It's up to you, though. How do you want to live? Do you want to walk with love through the moments of your day, each day, or not? It's really that kind of simple, but it's not. I mean, everything is by the grace of God and what we choose to want. See, and I chose to want to understand the Christ, Jesus. I chose to want to know. So And this kind of brings us into relationships too. Part of this is humility, love, attachment, desire, that power that unites us and brings us together. It's humbling. Okay. And if you allow it to humble you, what does it do? It creates this desire within you. The object of your love, the person or the child or whatever it is, the object of your love, typically you want to know more about it. You want to know everyone that they knew. You want to hear about what they did and how others see them and what was like for them. You want to know. You want to understand what it's like for them from their mind. You want to align your mind with their mind so that you might understand their will, their desires. Does that make sense? Anyone you love, you want to better know and understand so that you can have a better idea within you. What is their will? What is their desire for me, right? That's what I chose to try and better understand with Jesus and with God. And I encourage each of you, whoever you are, do the same. Seek to know. Seek to know the will of God for you. Seek to know the love of Christ for you. It's waiting to be known, to be sought, to be realized. Oh, maybe it's just waiting to stop being denied. Peace is available, just waiting for us to stop denying peace to happen in this world. So I invite you and everyone tuning in, whether it's here in the present or in the future time, please, I invite you, walk with love for the rest of today, the best you can. And when you stumble, pick love back up, find some appreciation, right? Find some gratitude and restore your love. If you feel a loss of love, go to someone you care about and say, hey, you know what? I'm feeling pretty empty. Why don't you fill me back up? Help me feel better about myself. What's going on? I don't know that wouldn't be a bad thing to do. You know, we're all here to help each other. That's what I know. Sincerely. Thank you. Thumbs up. Yes, please. This algorithm stuff and the data and the views, I don't really know what to think, but all I know is I can only do what I can. That's just like you. You can only do what you can, but how do you know what you can do? How do you know when you don't have more? How do you know when there's not more to give, that you can't do more? I think we can always do more, but we got to have faith in where we are. And I accept where I am and who I am and as I am right here and now. And I am so grateful to be here. So I invite all of you, join me in a moment of peace and gratitude. Just feel the love and then stay in love and walk the rest of the day. We'll come back to the topic, finding the benefits of humility. Consider leadership with humility, right? A true leader is not like a boss. In this world, we've got a lot of bosses and slaves, whether it's willing wage slave or an unwilling, imposed slave. There's still slavery that's happening today. Fiat currency is the tool that's used for slavery, money, currency. So let's get back to topic. Leadership with humility. So there's a distinction between a boss and a leader. A boss is a top-down approach. And if you look at this, look at our corporations, look at the employment hierarchies in this world, look at the government hierarchies in this world. It's all kind of a top-down approach. And we've seen the structures of the pyramid, right? And the eye, and it's all like ass backwards. Brothers and sisters, we live in an ass backwards world. Why? Because excuses and blame, they've proven to be very profitable, literally driven mankind insane. So, leadership, the story of Jesus, that is a leader. You know, unlike me, maybe unlike you, I don't know what you know or don't, but I don't know the future. Not in the slightest. I've mentioned that in this stream. No clue what my future's going to bring. But Jesus knew of much more, right? I don't know what he knew exactly, but he knew his end was coming. He knew what he was there for. He knew what was up. He knew what was what. He knew what was up. He didn't gather his disciples and say, "Hey, go get arms and let's build up, defenses." And he said, kind of, "This is mine. This is not yours to deal with. Let me handle this." So what if we had that type of leadership in our governments and our corporations, right? These nation state fools in their ties acting all important. If they want to go to war with another nation, let's let them go to the arena. We'll do it like the Romans did, the Colosseums, except it won't be the poor. Let's put the fools who have risen to positions of influence. If they want to put people's lives in danger, let's put them to the front, right? Let them actually think their thoughts through. Praise God. God is so good. See, the juvenile mind, the juvenile antichrist, Luciferian concept, that juvenile mind that believes it can oppose the truth, manipulate the truth, that it can overrun and override God and God's will. It's only God's will, I can assume, that is or will be. I trust God's will for us all is to live with love. To live with love and to love the lives we have been given. Is that much to ask? I mean, from an ultimate creator source of all that ever was or is or ever could be? I mean, is it too much to ask from a creator like that, from that type of perspective? That glory. Why would we not? Why would we not want to love the life we've been given? Why would we not want to do that? If we're afraid, if we're confused, if we're trauma ridden, then you won't want to believe that you're here to love your life, because the evidence goes against it. Life is too painful. There's too much suffering. That can't be true. But I believe it is. I really do. Back to the idea of leadership with humility. How does one lead with humility? And I tell you what, you are a leader. You are at the very least a leader of you until you choose not to lead you, until you choose to give your power away, acquiesce, and say, no, okay, I have to obey. I have to obey what they say. I got no other choice. Sometimes we don't have choices, or sometimes our choices are limited. Sometimes our choices appear limited, but there's never any reason to blame. We've got to accept responsibility for the choices we make and be grateful for the options that are available. because if we don't live that way, we're not leading ourselves. We're playing this pretend role where other people are more important than us, where other people know more about us or about what's good for us than we know for ourselves. That's what this whole charade is of experts and authorities. It's nonsense. Everyone's putting on costumes and pretending like they're so damn important because they learned a few different things. I mean, break this down sincerely. I can't be the only one who sees this stuff. I really can't be the only one. Hey, no tension today, brother. Sincerely. Provo, thank you. I'm actually feeling amazing. As a matter of fact, I got some other notes here, but let me just drop this link. We'll open it up for those who may want to join today because, like I said, I'm feeling pretty good. This Rumble thing, I haven't figured it quite out. I think we got it. The idea of finding the benefits of humility. Yes, for anyone who does wish to join, feel free. Feel free to join. I am feeling good in my mind. It's Saturday night. I'm feeling anxious and excited, hopes for the future. So I do have in my mind, I imagine going out a little later, but we're just going to flow with this stream, maybe a couple hours, and we'll see what happens. Maybe longer, maybe shorter. Life will determine. Facts will determine the choices. And that's what I do. That's what I've come to humble myself to. See, it's only facts that matter. And if a leader is a true leader, they will allow the facts to determine their choices, not opinions, not not greed, not corruption, not bribes, not fear. A leader allows the truth to determine the choices, to determine the actions. Now, a leader can lead boldly with the truth, but it should be humble to the truth. The leader should not place themselves above what others may have to say. A true leader builds others up. And if you want to be a true leader in your life, start with yourself, lead yourself, take responsibility, accountability, ownership for you, love you. Love you as a leader would love you, as a true leader would love those who it serves, because that's what a leader does. A leader serves. A leader serves forth the truth, educating, empowering those who are around so that there's a common understanding of what is happening. You know, God is so good. God is so good. My mind just goes to Christ, right? Here's a different note I wrote down. We'll come back to leadership and humility. Where did I write that down? Oh, I mentioned previously, join me and walk with Christ each day. One way to do that is to realize our eyes give the appearance of sight, okay? Our eyes allow us to receive the light, the reflections of light and the rays of light and process. But our true vision is not in the eyes. Our true vision is the mind. The mind is the only source of vision. So if you expand that thought, the mind is the source of vision. The mind is not limited to time nor space. So your vision can be infinite. limitless. And one of the reminders I had today is I see God in everything because God is in my mind. Okay? Your mind is the true source of real vision. So in your real vision, include God in your mind, in your vision, so that God is seen through your vision. And what is God? Well, God is that which is true. God is good. See the good in that which is true, right? What was the term I got yesterday? Positive regard. See the truth from a positive regard with God in your mind, seeking to know, with humility. Life is lessons. Lessons happen in life, through the day, through moments. The tests happen in moments. But the lessons bring information. Information is available for us at every new moment. Every new moment, our minds are processing new data, new information. It's being gathered into our memories. Whether we realize it or not, it's happening. So what I truly trust and believe is I'm getting off my lesson plan. What I truly trust and believe is God is the truth. Align yourself with the truth. You won't know the entirety of the truth, so humble yourself. Allow yourself to receive and accept the truth that you can know about whatever subject, whatever experience. Allow yourself to align with what is true and feel comfortable with what is true. Because what is true within you, you're not going to escape it. There's no denying the truth that you know. And if you deny the truth that you know, guess what you're doing? You're pretending. Do you want to live in a pretend world? That's the Luciferian idea. The satanic idea is do what you want, right? Do what you want without regard of any others or any consequences. That's one way to live. That's what our government does, right? That's what the corporations do, right? That's what demons do. Evil operates without regard or concern for consequences or damages. Yet, our taxpayers and our commercial choices, our shopping trips, and Amazon deliveries, those are feeding demons that are oppressing workers, that are exploiting resources. They're filling up the landfills, man. Just praise God. Let me get back to some notes regarding humility. One thing that comes with humility, with more humility, it's less judgment. You're more accepting. And I tell you what, there's more mercy. Maybe the humble seek mercy. The humble will certainly share mercy because they don't want to. They don't want to damage and oppress. So mercy truly does overcome judgment. It overrides judgment. Mercy is powerful. And see, mercy is shared, just like the laws of energy, the physical aspects of our life. There's a component of sharing and exchange. It's not always combative, and it's certainly not just selfishly taking. See, mercy is shared, judgment is returned, right? There's words in the Bible about judgment, and we'll be judged by what we judge. How we judge will determine how we are judged. How is our discernment? How is our treatment? Are we punishing? Are we merciless? I tell you what, The idea of Satan in this realm of material and wealth, it'll tempt us with all sorts of things, and it boost our pride, our ego. It'll get us celebrity status and wealth. The one thing it cannot offer is humility. There's nobility in humility. There is nobility in humility. See, one who is humble, they have nothing to hide. Nothing, they're not trying to gain. They're humble. They're peace. And one who is humble could be honest, right? That's where my mind is going. I think the more humble I've become, the more honest I am. The more honest I am, the more humble I've become. Those two go together. And with those, with those come the peace, the absence of conflicts, the absence of worry. I'm humble. I don't have much to worry about, man. I can go with the flow, and wherever I go, I walk with love. And you know how good it feels to love? Well, not to mention I've been figuring out this body, right? I know my body's like your body, but there's like points in our bodies where all the muscles just unwrap and unravel, and it just goes, blows your mind in the pleasure and the bliss that's the body responds with when you love it. When you care for your body responds with pleasure. When you love your body, when you love being you, your body fills you with pleasure. Your mind is the orchestra, right? Or it's the conductor. Your mind is the conductor of all the chemicals and all the sensitivity and all the awareness of your being. Your mind is in charge. So when you learn to go within and you can increase your awareness and your focus of the sensitivities and the subtleties that are found within you, you can, through your consciousness, affect and increase, I don't know how else to describe it, but your vibration, the frequency of you and what you vibrate at. Oh, whoops. That's just some crackling. um, Brothers and sisters, we are here to bring light into this world. The world was dark and corrupted before we were born. It's really easy to pick up that darkness, that corruption. It's really easy to pick up the patterns of fear and anxiousness that we've seen around us. Even worse, it's easy to pick up self-deprecating thoughts, right? Self-limiting thoughts, self-loathing thoughts. It's real easy to pick up patterns of insults that are unhealthy. They're toxic, literally toxic. If you don't choose the right vocabulary and if you don't accept the truth, if you don't align yourself with truth, the words will corrupt. And the corruption of the mind through the words that are patterned, there'll be toxins released in our bodies. The body starts fighting against itself. And not only is all that happening on the physical and chemical and energetic level within you, but then you don't feel good. And since you don't feel good, you see the world not good. And since the world's not good and you don't feel good, well, you got a lot to complain about, and a lot to fight, and a lot to be angry about. And it's just a looping cycle. It gets worse and worse and worse. Or like the greater world, the world is getting worse and worse and worse, or we change it. We have free will. Did you forget? Praise God. I think that's like one of the inner, it's like an, what's the word? An inner self-correction mechanism, perhaps, that God has designed us with. That's not an accurate way of describing, but it's a self-correcting mechanism that's automatically instilled within us. When we betray the truth, we start losing our mind. And we start losing our mind and we get comfortable pretending, right? And we pretend like everything's fine. And, well, Joe Biden's president. I don't know what else to do, but wait till I can vote next time. Maybe I'll pick Donald Trump. That's pretend. Let's wake up. I mean, isn't this serious? Is life serious or not? I don't know. I honestly don't know anymore. Is life serious or not? I kind of thought trying to end wars was serious, and everyone seems to want to make fun of me. So, what is real? What is real about today? There's nothing to do but realize the eternal spirit within us all. And if the eternal spirit within us all, there's parts of the eternal spirit that are suffering today. I don't like the idea of suffering where I am. And the world is and is not just dandy. You're absolutely right. The world is perfect. The world is perfect in its creation at this moment. Everything is exactly according to God's will. To believe that things are not the way they should be, well, that's just going to create some unrest and discontent. I'm angry because I don't like things shouldn't be the way that God showed me they are. That doesn't work. But we can accept the perfection, become appreciative of where we are in our part of the greatest life adventure ever in history, the human race. We are, if there's like ETs and aliens, I bet they are watching this shit show saying, hey, I wonder what these guys are going to do next. They've been fighting each other a long time, but they're getting there. There's some stuff happening on the world. What's going on down there? The world is not just dandy. The world is and is not. But with faith, we can create it to be better. I have faith that when we unite, we will end wars, we will end oppression, we will end debts. Forgiveness, forgiveness and mercy. All right. Those have been lost here in the world because we got to keep track of everything, right? Can't let those that water get through that house without metering it. We got to charge for everything. Like, holy shit, man. Oh my God. Praise God. Praise God for all the mercy. Because I do believe in a merciful God. That's what was shown through the love of Christ. The story is he's hanging there on the cross. He did nothing wrong. He was misunderstood. People didn't believe him. Their doubt and their disbelief. Well, and God's perfection allowed it to happen. Why? So that we could learn. So that we could learn and be here today. And one of the thoughts I had, I brought up this earlier, join me and walk with me, with God, in the presence of God from now on, each day, and invite the Spirit of Christ, love. The Spirit of Christ I know as the Lord of peace, the Lord of love, the Prince of love, the Prince of peace, the King of my heart, right? I'll allow that. I'll trust that man to guide my heart. Sure, he's pure, more pure than I ever was. So I invite us all to join together humbly in the presence of God, gratefully, appreciatively, inviting in the love of Christ to join us. Walk with love through the rest of the day today. And when you awaken in the morning, start with a prayer of gratitude for being you. If you don't already, please do. Start the morning with a prayer, brief prayer, or as long as you want, prayer of gratitude. Bring in some prayers of gratitude often into your day, and it becomes more simple. It's not always easy, but it becomes more simple to walk with love as you, with you, for you. And the more you get comfortable in this practice, kind of being the new you, a different you, same you, just a little bit different, a little more gentle, a little more kind, a little more accepting, a little more forgiving, a little more humble. See that ego pride, man. That ego pride. That stuff gets in our way. Seriously, the ego pride makes people look like clowns, man. Absolute clowns. I know how foolish I've looked. I know how foolish I see a lot of egoic clowns online and in the real world today. But mercy overcomes judgment. And I have mercy. I have mercy in my opinions. Why? Because it helps me feel better. I don't need to carry around a bunch of judgment and contempt and bitterness. I don't need that. I ain't got time for that. I walk with love, man. Once I started getting in this rhythm of walking love, letting things go. All right, so I got knocked down on the street. Well, that sucked. Learned that. Oh, yes, I got robbed. Well, shit, that sucks, right? Things happen. I could get bitter and angry, go cry, and I did. I did all those things. Don't take me wrong. I mean, these are things from the past right now, but at that time, man, I was pissed. I was hurt. But they were opportunities for me to let go. By God's grace, it feels good to let go, to be humble, to be merciful upon yourself, because we live in a world without mercy. So if you can't find mercy around you, give it to yourself. Allow yourself mercy. Allow yourself compassion. Feel good. Some understanding. It's okay. I understand what it's like to be me. It's not always easy. Sometimes it's pretty cool. Sometimes it's challenging. But that's what life is. Life is an adventure for us. So coming back to the idea of how mercy, it's the greater power. Mercy overcomes judgment. Mercy is the spirit, right? Mercy is shared. The idea of sharing and exchanging, that's the recognition that there's a connection. It's not a division, it's a connection. And the connection we can exchange as one, fairly, honestly, compassionately, right? Those things are truly important in the way that we treat ourselves, in the way that we treat each other. So if you can recognize that we are all living through these moments of life, which are energy exchanges, we're experiencing states of energy, sharing our experience of energy, exchanging our energy with the world. The world is exchanging energies with us. So the conflict and the resistance comes up when we want to fight for our separations, when we want to fight for our divisions. That's where the problems happen. So, we can go through the moments of our day, exchanging love and wisdom with one another, paying attention in the present, in the presence of God. God's in the mind, sharing goodness, honestly, right? That's what we want to do, simplify our life. The other option is the ways of the world. The ways of the world are divided. They're corrupted. and it's built upon keeping the darkness separated. In other words, people aren't willing to come together to compare the light, to expose their confusion, their limitations, their blind spots. People are afraid to expose their own blind spots. Then, because of their own insecurities, they enable the blind spots of others. It's just, we live in a world right now. At every moment in our communications and our relationships with each other, we can either exchange and flow with love and wisdom, fair and peacefully, or we can stay divided, projecting and rejecting, reflecting, or rejecting things from each other. And what is it when we reject? We're denying. People have created habits of denial. Denial creates a pretend world. Do you see the world we're living in? See, denial happens when the ego mind places itself above the truth, saying, no, I'm more powerful than that which is real, and I do not have to accept it into my experience. That's it's insanity. Denial is insane. I've lived with denial. I've experienced denial. I've had my denials enabled, and I've enabled the denials of others until, well, until I chose to change my life and to become more of a pure man for myself. And to purify myself, the first place I started was my excuses and my blame. I didn't realize it, but that was the path. That is the path. And I've been consistent with this for a long time. And I know that this is the way. Because when we get our excuses and our blame out of the way, guess what? We're honest. We're authentic. We're more responsible. We're more accountable. And that is the way of life. We are here to be honest witnesses, honest participants in this game of life that's emerging and unfolding with us, through us. This game of life is created for us to celebrate each day. Celebrate each day. Find a reason, choose a reason, create a reason to celebrate. And then make a tradition. Celebrate every day for a new reason or a different reason or repeat reasons, whatever. Create your rhythm. But share joy. Find joy. Literally enjoy the hell out of your life. What is hell? What is hell? Let's just get some concepts and ideas. Well, let me propose hell would be perhaps simply the absence of goodness. Okay. Well, if you find ways to enjoy your day, are you not going to replace the absence of goodness with goodness? Yep. That's the idea. God is the good. Keep the good in your mind. Keep the goodness in your mind. Search for goodness. Treat each day like an Easter egg hunt. You're a child of God. Unless you want to be corrupted and just become an American or a Christian or whatever. Pick a title, Republican, a Democrat, whatever. There's so many titles to choose from. Or I suggest, I encourage, join me. Join me. And let's work together to be children of God. The peacemakers. The peacemakers of the world shall be the children of God, right? And children of God to live here freely, peacefully, lovingly in the kingdom of God with one another, I'm pretty sure that's like what is supposed to happen with the return of Christ. So let's just see what we can do to make it happen. Let's start living that way today as though that's the future we want to experience. So starting today, live as though Christ is here with you. The love of Christ is here with you for you to know, for you to nurture, to like I mentioned earlier, if we want to understand, we want to align with, we want to know, we will keep it in our mind and wonder about it from different perspectives at different times. But applying the wonder, right? That's what we do with people we love. We spend time in wonder. What the ego does, it doesn't wonder, it imagines. And the ego imagines these answers and these scenarios that most times are not true because the ego pretends. So here, I know I say this word ego and then it gets this rah, 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 opinions. Consider this. We are made in the image of God. God is that which is true. That which is true creates us, and there is an image of us that is created through our life. Now, God creates the image of who we truly are, and who we truly are, it's shown through our words and our deeds, but who we truly are is the unseen within. I got off point there for a moment. And I'm hearing the gun range outside too. There's gunfire not too far away, but no cancer, no cancer. I shaved. Yeah, I shaved a little. It didn't work out how I thought. Our children of God, we work with you or not. I'm not, yeah. God loves. That's what I've come to accept and truly trust and believe. Crazy authority. Potentially. I don't mean to present as though I'm some expert. No, by all means. But I do have a confidence. I do have a confidence in my testimony because my words are true. My testimony is honest. My devotion to God is real. I don't have, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have a choice. And once I realize this, none of us really have a choice. So why do we resist having faith? Now that I understand faith, it blows my mind that I could not see this earlier in my life. I went outside again today. Praise be. I mean, don't get that wrong. I'm outside often, but my life is blowing my mind, sincerely. Got Hardhat. We are in synchronicity, man. You trimmed yours too, though. Oh man, I don't know. I like you with a beard. Mine got a little shorter than I'd imagined, but I didn't think it through as well as I could have, and I didn't plan well, but I did it, and that's kind of how I live. But the cool thing about the hair is it grows back. Praise be. Dunning and Kruger confidence? No. A long time ago it was, and I've admitted this. A long time ago, I had the arrogance and Dunning-Kruger confidence, and praise God, people challenged me. They helped me refine. But the crazy thing is, the same things I was saying at the beginning, 6 years ago or so, saying the same things now. I'm just saying them with maybe less arrogance, maybe less anxiousness, less fear. See, I'm learning to become more gentle. That is a sign of humbleness. A gentleness comes with humbleness. And humbleness and gentleness, in my mind, those are grace. The way we share grace is through humbleness and gentleness. And I truly believe that is the most compassionate way to deliver the truth, to share the truth, and to demonstrate love, to avoid fear, and to avoid insecurities. I've been growing, and I do believe I'm becoming more gentle, more kind. And I know I'm improving. I'm becoming a more effective communicator. And the reason is that, in my mind, is clear. What's happening, Lizard Tree? We're doing the same thing we do. We're figuring out how to change this world together. Hey, we've got a dear brother, a dear friend. Welcome, Hardhat. Holy cow, shirtless and everything, too. You're muted, brother.
Yeah, no. I got my beard trimmed for the first time fucking September when I grew it. So, yeah, I still got a beard.
Yours looks beautiful. It looks good. I like it. And admittedly, your shoulders, you're putting me to shame too. I was looking at the mirror. I've lost some size. I need to start getting some exercise again. I haven't been doing much.
It, it's actually work, Jack. I haven't been in a gym in fucking years. I used to, right? I competed years ago, but it's just work and then what you eat. But it's good to be a little bit active.
It is. It is good for us. Hey, I was thinking about this. Well, I don't mean to distract from you, but I forgot there. I was thinking about this too. I can't remember which ones. Play some of that going or something. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll give it a try as long as that's not too loud. No, I'm not gonna take my clothes off. Although, I am regretting. Your beard does look better, and now I am kind of regretting not just leaving some more. I don't know. Part of this too is I don't know what the future's going to bring, but I know that on Tuesday is a hearing, so I may go into the hearing and I don't know. Hardhat, you're a man who has learned. You're a big dude, but you have learned gentleness. I see that. You show it pretty well. And that's a humble man. That's a leader. You are a leader, brother.
Well, it's just going through life, man, and going through rough times and being the ego, like we've all been there, right? Being the fucking fathead ego. And you just learn better. I mean, I'm getting older, obviously half century now, but you just I have so much to learn, and I learn every day in a sense if I let myself. So yeah, I don't know. My grandpa said, "Don't walk around with a chip on your shoulder." Right? He saw me. I'd go visit them for summers after when school was out, and don't walk around. Because he saw me how I was carrying myself as a little 10-year-old, right? But anyway. Humbleness is where it's at, Zach, because ultimately we all die and we all make mistakes. And I mean, I think people that maybe go through a lot of tough times in life and get over it and learn the lessons and get better are a little more humble, right? We don't need to be in your face fucking, right? Because if you know, then you can let shit go easy, right? But
brother, I honestly think in the greatest scope of how humanity is, That's exactly why God allows us to drift away, to get prideful, to show how self-destructive and foolish we can be on our own to ourselves. And I think it's for the greater good, so that when we do overcome the darkness, and I think that's what, I swear, I've said this a bunch of times, there's a lot of reasons for this perspective, that I think we are here at this time to all heal. Every one of us are here to heal and to interrupt, break the past patterns, trauma, poverty, abuse. We're here to interrupt those things and to bring better ways. We got another guest here. Wonderful. Welcome, brother. Lumatami.
Hi, Jack. Don't you think you're sitting up here being jealous and envious of my success and my results compared to your success and your results? Are you being envious and jealous and a hater?
I hadn't considered those comparisons for a
You
while.
sitting here thinking about how you wish you had the bearded results of Hardhat and his beard results and his success, and you don't have beard results and success on your show?
All right, fair enough. Yes, there's a little bit of beard envy going on. I won't deny
it. It's just we're not used to seeing your neck. You look like George McFly now. We're not used to seeing your neck.
I know, dude. I look small. It's part of this is the shirt too. It's not a well-fitting, whatever. I'm not as big as Hardhat, that's for sure.
Hardhat, if I ultimately end up on my land, can you cross that border? And cross that southern border of Castro land?
No, I'm not allowed in. I got stopped and detained for about 5 hours, and I was only stopping in Denver. The plane was stopping. I was going to Mexico, and but anyway, because of my past, and I mean, I'm cleared up. I'm legal. I don't have any shit. But because of what I did in my past, and that, they won't let me in, and I will not give the U.S. government money. You could pay to try to, you know what I mean? But fuck that shit.
Is it the U.S. doesn't let you in, or Canada doesn't let you out?
No, U.S. won't let me in because of my record.
Oh, okay. Not even just to drive through? Like you're not getting like a green card or nothing? You can't even come in the borders?
No, they said I'd be arrested next time I tried to cross. So
and Paul doesn't give you more props?
Fuck
You'd be
that
like
fat
a
piece
heavy
of
hitter.
shit.
You should have told. Does he know you're not allowed in this country because of your record? You'd be a golden
I don't know
boy.
what's Paul saying. I have no idea. But no.
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch him. I don't know why he came to my house last night. But I'm saying, does he know that you're not even allowed? That's gangster as fuck, Hardhat. You're not allowed in America?
That is kind of gangster.
It's very gangster.
Although I heard Canada is like real strict too. Like if my friend got a DUI, and I heard if we get a DUI, we can't actually travel up to Canada either.
Yeah, well, Canada's a shithole too. A government commie shithole. So, yeah.
I'd worry about the strict, because if they can already take volunteer deletion booth people, it's like wait till they can require. Like that's a lawful order to deletion booths, or you must deletion booth. This
world it's going nuts. We're at a point, sincerely. Canada, the US, all over the world. The corruption, it's the darkness is too undeniable. We cannot continue to deny the corruption. And we can't, it's not just denying it. I think it's time to overcome the corruption. There's a lot of people sharing the truth, educating each other, but it's time to get more people involved towards overcoming it.
That's hard. I mean, look how long I've been working on you. Do you think I can just go out and mass people this? Do you think I can just grab a whole group of jacks and do this?
I say you join me, brother. You're broadcasting talent. We could come up with some pretty crazy stuff. Pretty good
How about
stuff.
just the truth? Like,
Yeah.
I think I've got crazy on lockdown. How about, like, you come around to some of this truthiness? But the thing with Canada that's fucked up is a lady went to the government like, you know what? I'm poor and I'm homeless and I can't think of anything to do about it. I think I should just take deletion booth. And they were like, we also have no answer to your homeless and your poorness. Maybe you're right. You should deletion booth. And they let her deletion booth. That's a Talcottian rant right there. They let her deletion booth because I just can't get off the street. Oh, okay. You'd rather just deletion booth. We can accommodate that.
Yeah, and then eventually it'll be more incentivized too. And it's a way of culling the population willingly.
So,
it makes sense.
So the Z scandal on his channel a couple months back, he was just actually ahead of his time. And then in the future, they'd look back. Look, Z was pushing for people to deletion booth even back on his YouTube channel.
We're here
it's existential, Emily. Keep up, Emily. We're not literal. We're not being literal, but it is kind of literal. It's existential like that.
No, we're here to change it. We're here to change this world.
Okay, don't support government deletion booth. Go support an ammo factory and buy their deletion pills, and don't give the government that deletion tax.
No. I mean, that's one thing. Go ahead and do that too. But,
I mean, that is one. Yeah, that is a good idea, I guess, to fight the government.
The other part is support me. Support me. Help me figure out how to.
God, Jack. Talcott clips his hard drive is on fire right now. You're melting his processor down. Sitting here saying, "Support me."
It's a shame. It's a shame. I don't understand.
Why we can't all just work and support you, and like you don't get why that doesn't work. Like it doesn't work out in the long game.
Well,
why don't poor people just buy more money?
No. What?
Why don't poor people just buy more money? It's crazy.
That's the way of this world, and that's crazy. So what I'm suggesting about is supporting me, it's not like a lifetime commitment. It could be like a couple hours, maybe an hour.
What, you need your hedges trimmed? What kind of support are you asking for? You talking about an hour of your balls supported, like an hour of time to support your balls?
Just investigating. Like I give numbers and names, and someone like calls and asks questions and tries to get answers. That'd be amazing.
Like interrogation.
No,
like an interrogation.
Not interrogation, an investigation. Someone curious.
Investigate. You know what, Jack? The money that you may or may not have spent to have people help you with YouTube, I realize you should have been pointed in these like gig people that are just online. You need your little $5 a task gig person where you're like, can you call this person and get these agreements? Can you find these agreements if you call this numbers list? You needed that instead of these fucking grifters like Moose that'll give you the shit opening and let the music cut off instead of fade out. Things like that, little details like that drive me nuts. And this is like $7 gigs, $5 gigs. It's like an Uber for, hey, call this guy or do this thing for me.
No. Well, I'd really like some people to explain themselves as to why they continue to ignore and avoid me. Because I don't understand, honestly.
Well, there is an aspect through all parts of life where none of us, while it sucks, none of us between any two of us are guaranteed any closure or have the entitlement to closure. Like I said, everybody's like, oh, I'm so sorry that girl you were with whenever you were in your auto accident and you were on the surgery table and she just ghosted you while you're... I don't care. But I also know that I don't have the right to find her and be like, hey, tell me.
Right.
But if she was worth a shit, it wouldn't be like that. That's why it doesn't bother me.
This is a different situation, though, and I'm not claiming that I have a right to closure. I'm not claiming to have a right
No,
to anything.
no. I'm
I
saying
am
sometimes we do have to just be like, bummer.
I am suggesting that I don't have to give up when people haven't. I mean, I've failed.
I agree.
What
I agree.
what I've also failed at is to find someone to cooperate with me, which is it's become a
No,
fun.
the time for waiting on others to cooperate is over. You don't mean that.
Well, what if I am one with God and God's just allowing people to choose when they cooperate?
Well, that's all there is. It's like I settled with your daddy last night. Do you realize that you have no bearing over this thing and you're just bitching about it after you've leaked it dry on YouTube? You're not God and you're not one of the confessors or the two witnesses. You're just a person like us.
Right. Yes, I'm a person just like the rest, and I'm being blamed and accused of things, and I'm suggesting, hey, let's ask the questions. Don't hold me responsible for answering for other people, like my son.
No, you should just
neighbors.
answer for yourself. Yeah, like if
Right.
if me and Margot had you on the stand, would you be ready to answer those questions?
Well, no. More importantly, why don't we ask Margot what she thinks she's achieving?
Are you saying that like she's in the backstage, like this is a surprise Springer show?
No, I see her down in the chat, and Tommy, when I say this is what I mean, what I'm looking for is someone to investigate with me, not against me. Someone willing to ask questions of people who have chosen to. I'd like to understand the reason behind their behavior. I think they're illogical and confused, maybe even insane.
That might be you. But yeah, you could do it Springer style. Like I could be up here like, I hate Margot and Chuck and Emily people. And you'd be like, well, we just backstage, we happen to have Margot and Chuck and some Emily people. And you just bring them out until people are going, Steve, and they got to pull us apart. Jack, but are you going to use these task rabbits and such? Is this closure on your stuff or things you want answers from government officials about ways?
Oh my God. Does it matter?
No, the reason I ask, with government officials, UN people and stuff, TaskRabbit people go. But with just your family history and those ventures, not TaskRabbit thing. That would be more you need to get in contact and find out. But I support you, and until they have totally said, Jack Talcott, my insert blood relation, I wish to not interact with you to the brink, I will get legal separation. That's where it's like, okay, you've done everything you can do. But until they do that, I say yes, you can hold a boombox above your head outside on their lawn as long as you feel you need to.
Tom, this is what I've been facing from Margot, who refuses to actually have a real conversation with me. She wants to argue and argue. Tom, I don't know if you remember on your panel.
But that's me. Like, well, I'm not thrilled to see Margot all the time. I don't always agree with her. But as far as her interaction with you, even though she's being smarmy and girly with it, she's just asking the same stuff I asked.
No, Tom, look at the facts and let's determine. She wants to find me to be a liar.
I don't think you're a liar. I think that there's a reason you don't want to answer these questions.
Well,
and
so what, Tom? Stay on topic, please.
Still on topic.
No, you're deflecting it back to you and presenting why you're the way you are. I'm dealing with Margaret.
No. I said you don't seem to want to answer.
You don't seem to care. I give up.
Use your words right. Okay, I bet you I wouldn't have to say a thing.
Hey,
if you brought Margot up, I bet you I'd just sit here and go, what she said.
All right. Hey, tell you what. Great, Tom. Good for you. So that you clearly do not care to cooperate with me. So what else do you want? I'm about done with you.
Well, where's
Okay?
the cooperation come in? I'm seeking cooperation for secrets. I'm seeking to release secrets through cooperation
I don't see it. I think you're just lying to
because you're
yourself and
telling me that I'm
interrupting
the
me.
one not agreeing.
Well,
Okay, Jack,
Tom,
find something out from me. Like, how can I have a guarded thing that I can have you pry at me about it?
I don't want to play this
Something
game
happened.
with you, Tom.
Something
I'm gonna,
happened.
Tom,
Something is
I'm
happening
gonna
to my
move
dick.
on.
I was looking at my dick last night in the bathroom.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care about your. No, Tom. And this is frustrating. I'm really trying to find resolve to disagreements. And yet, I don't know, man. I don't know what. You know, the constant attacks. I mean, sincerely, I saw the wave, Tarek. Thanks for pointing it out too. I saw the wave. I'm assuming Flow State is probably streaming because the buzzards, the flying monkeys from Flow State, Chuck and Cynthia, and all seem to show up together. Margot too. And so I'd been trying to find out from Flow State, from Margot, from, well, I don't know if I've been as direct with Paul, but been trying to find out with a lot of people what they think they're doing. What do you think you're doing against me? Sincerely. What is being achieved? I mean, Margot gleefully the other day saying she's going to go to my neighbors' houses and interview my neighbors once I'm finally evicted from this neighborhood. What in the hell is that about? Margot, you are absolutely out of your mind. I don't know, man. What do I do? What would you do, Tom?
If I were you, I was just typing that you should keep your haircut, but full razor shave your face and do like a George McFly type bit. Like, hey, you get your damn hands off her. Like, you need to George McFly the fuck out of a season of your channel. Just razor shave your face, keep that Edward Furlong Terminator 2 comb over, and go to the under the sea dance to make sure you still fuck your wife in the future. And boom, am I solving problems or is my shit together? Is my shit together? The under the sea dance in the past is the answer, Jack. That's how you save your family. Like, oh, look at this special boy.
Yes, I know. I couldn't miss
YouTube
that.
keeps throwing, like, they usually have good endings, but YouTube keeps hitting me with these. They broke his legs and taped his snout shut and left him in a dumpster until people found him, and miraculous turnaround story. But what these people do to dogs and cats, it's insane. It's insane what people are out there doing to dogs and cats.
This world we live in it's lost its way. Sincerely.
The time of purification is at hand. My sword thirsts for the blood of the guilty.
I believe it is. And actually, I had this conversation with another man of Christian faith. You know, why would we not, if we want to call ourselves Christians, why would we not be praying for God's day, right? Well, Jesus didn't know, we don't know, only the Father will know what day the day of judgment comes. But for those of us who are, let's pray that day of judgment come upon this world soon.
Well, you don't
Very
pray,
soon.
you just stay prepared for it. You are the servant while the master is away at the wedding feast. You prepare and you're on it like he never left, preparing for him to return. And you don't want to be the Paul enslaved servant that's conning all the other servants into doing his work and telling, when the servant's away, I got all the power. This is my power. This is gonna be my house while the master's away. You don't want to get caught up when he comes back being that guy. You want to be the one that's still diligently preparing for the master's return. And my theory as to why no one knows the day or time is because with our control of wars and money, we are actually playing out when that comes to pass. Like, we have to build the third temple. The man must occupy it and resume the blood sacrifices in it. And while some people may see that and go, they're making it happen. And I'm like, or it just is happening as predicted. Like, did they say, Noah, you're bringing the flood on by building the ark? You're making the flood happen. It's a psyop, Noah. You're arcing us to the flood.
Hey, hold on for just a moment. Margot,
That's
you played such
fake Margot. That's a fake Margot.
No, well, I don't.
Margot never uses her name. She's never lied.
Actually, that's not true. So please, she claims had to switch accounts because Jack's mods blocked her. This sounds like Margot playing a victim. Blocked for a whole 60 seconds, Margot. Yep, come back in with your victim. Did they block me again? Am I still attacked?
But you know who else would be blocked? You know who else would be blocked?
Who?
You know who else would be blocked?
Who?
A clone maker that was blocked from a Jack clone or a somebody else clone, maybe a Cynthia clone, and now it came back as a Margot clone. Like, am I still blocked over here?
I don't care, Tom. I don't care. This is the thing.
Well, I care about truth, and that's getting
right. There's so many liars. You're right. There's clones, and there's all sorts of people pretending, and they're wastes of our time. So let's stop playing with the delusional and the fake, and let's start dealing with what's real.
Well, I don't think it's a waste of time. If you don't notice from here to even my channel, I let these people show up and I make examples of them and teach the community how we're going to end the trend of why this is fun for them or what's beneficial. And I'm showing them how, like, look at them cry when they get muted from my channel. Please unmute my troll account. No, go troll somewhere else.
Damn it. I wanted
to you want them sub.
I wanted to address this. I know there's many disagreements. Lots of people find disagreements with anything I say. So let me address more disagreements. Why would anyone pray for judgment? Judgment means death. Yes. Yes.
Can I take that one?
Death. Ego death.
No. Just, hey, V, were you ever going to avoid that? Like, is it, as long as he doesn't send judgment, you're going to evade that whole death thing? This is a very short time to make your decision to determine how your no-time eternity goes. 75 years, it's so long to come to one true decision that makes my whole eternity. And here comes the jello. Oh, that's Smith. I can't believe, I forgot I'd be able to see Smith here. I'm used to him being muted on my channel. But yeah, you want the judgment because V, when you see Sterling and all these people going, why would God let the kids be this? Why do they let this? Pray that he comes back and judges them and ends it. Pray that he justifies the little babies and he comes back and he fiery judges the ones who did that to the babies. And until that happens, get out there on that pavement and find stolen babies, Sterling, or STFU.
Yeah, let's see what we can do in the service of good.
That's what I was going to ask you the other day. That book you have that I said I don't like when it says conversations about, is it by Neil Donald Walsh?
No.
Tell me if that book's by Neil Donald Walsh.
No, it's by a guy called Master LaValle.
Is that the writer name of a Neil Donald Walsh? Does it say in interior this is an author name used by Neil?
He's kind of a goofy looking dude.
Yeah, he is. He's the Antichrist. I don't agree with that shit, but his name is LaValle? Is his name LaValle?
No, LaValle.
Yeah, very close. I mean, I don't want to word wizard on this shit. Very close to,
it is not, Tom. Golly jeez. See, for people, this is the thing. The egoic mind is so quick to judge, so quick to condemn, without even glancing at the word. This is a little
bit of bit, Jack. We're keeping the energy. It's a little bit of a bit. But the thing that made me ask about Neil Donald Walsh is because how they kind of stressed conversations in the subtitle. And I was like, wait, is this part of the Conversations with God series? Because
I don't know. I wanted to come back to this though. Why would anyone pray for judgment? Well, let's consider what is going to be the basis of God's judgment. God will judge us based on the truth, right? The truth shall judge us, and judgment means death from the world, yes. And part of the scripture, part of the way of Christ is to allow the worldly ways to die. The worldly ways are corrupted. The worldly ways are dishonest and selfish. So the day of judgment will come, and the selfish part, the fearful part, the angry part, miserable part, those parts will die away. And should those be the majority of who we are, guess what? We may just fade away as well.
No.
So, well,
you are
you want to
talking
talk?
the thing I was saying about God will put your life through the furnace, and the things that don't burn away are what was important here, the spiritual things. Did you treat your neighbor as yourself? Did you love your neighbor as your brother? Did you treat the least of us the best you could? And then all this wealth, flaunt, uh, all the worldly things, that's the stuff that burns away in the fire. You're basically analogizing that. I can agree with that. I just still say you're off that beaten Christian path. Because the things that I can show you that Andrew Tate recently said, like I can show you how some of it is this world religion style, but how some of it goes, there's why you're gonna have war, Jack, because he sees that our future of encapsulating us and keeping us safe is what's going to keep us trapped in poverty. Because back in chaos and the come up, if you were like a peasant that didn't have a noble family blood, you could go off to war, win war, and that got you land and noble status to where you could start your bloodline.
Tom, right. The past and the ways of the world are literally.
You want a cooperation and a happy and it's going to leave us stagnant and stuck.
No, not that's a misrepresentation.
It's this theory that if someone does not get upper class wealth in the next 10 years, there will be a closed window to ever get it because the system is going to lock into place.
Well, Tom, that is your world. Would you please, for the love of God, Tom?
And okay, stop. This is the thing. Whenever you say, I wish somebody would just come up and tell me, Jack, have you just considered maybe this, or maybe you should try that?
Actually, what I'm trying to get across is it's my turn to speak. Okay? Holy cows, Tom. I love you, brother, but talking about these ideas of Andrew Tate and why the world is going to be divided and imprisoned. No, Tom, that's not why I'm here. Okay? Tom, everybody, anyone tuning in, we have the opportunity, brothers and sisters, to change this world. To change this world into, well, anything we want, within the limits, of course. But why would we believe in limits that we have not experienced? Why would we imagine and anticipate failures or oppression and destruction against us in the future? Why would we want those ideas circulating in our minds? I don't. I don't want those ideas circulating in my mind. I don't want those ideas circulating in the world amongst me. So, brothers and sisters, join me. Join me in the here and now of today. As I've said earlier in the stream, and let's walk with love. Let's walk with love from now on, this moment on, right? Inviting Christ to lead us, love to lead us, humbling ourselves to the truth of what we know, not what we imagine, not what we think, not what we remember, humbling ourselves to what we know. We only know today. We only know now. Now, we can remember the past nows. We can imagine the future nows, but life is now. And what we do today with each other, the beliefs we want, right? If you keep in your mind looping on this dark and dangerous and fearful, oppressive world, well, guess what you're going to continue to live in day after day? You're going to live in that dark and condemned and damned world. But brothers and sisters, freedom comes through the alignment with infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities are with God. Are you with God? Or are you limited by the opinions of others? Are you limited by the thoughts you think? You know, we get so selfish, the ego, the part of us, the image of us that we think we are, the patterns of I'm a man, I'm white, I'm a man, I'm an American, I'm whatever, right? Those are images. Do you want to believe in the image of you? You want to idolize you and what you think of you and what you think of Jesus and what you think of God? You want to idolize your thoughts? Let your thoughts control you? That's how I used to live. Until I realized I was out of my mind, because I was trapped in my mind. And in my mind, I'd lost sight of my heart. I didn't know love. So, the way to walk with God, bring the truth, you know, your thoughts, keep God in your mind, keep the truth in your mind, keep love in your mind, love in your heart, and wonder, see God through your eyes, through your mind. Bring goodness into your thoughts, into your moments, and share the goodness. The goodness isn't combative. The goodness isn't forceful. It's not insulting. It's not controlling. The goodness of truth, sometimes it's frightening. You know, people aren't used to being treated right. It's surprising, but it's true. You take a wounded dog, you know, it's been beaten, kicked all its life, it might snap. It doesn't recognize kindness. It's afraid. There's a lot of people like that too, man. There's a lot of people walking around in these big, tough adult bodies. They got the mind and the emotional intelligence of a child. So bruised, so confused, so lost. And see, in the lost and the confused, they're walking around in darkness here in the world with us. Maybe it's you. If you're lost and confused, you're walking in darkness, reactive, kind of without a purpose, without clarity. And without clarity and in the darkness, you're going to find a lot more darkness. And maybe you're hurt. Maybe you're still hurt over the past and just don't feel right in your skin today because things were never right for you. But what if they are right now? And what if it's true? What if it's true that you are loved more than you ever knew? And you never knew it? Well, maybe because it wasn't time. But what if it's true that you are loved more than you ever knew, and you just haven't realized it yet? If you can allow those thoughts into your mind, well, maybe, just maybe, in the stillness and silence within you, you can feel a little bit of growth and a little bit of movement. Some of these pleasant feelings arising, feeling the energies rise from just your base where you're all primitive and afraid, ready to fight or flight, insecure, and gotta be, you know, all the lust and all the beastly energies that keep us trapped down below. Come up in the heart, where it's more peaceful, where you can settle in and know, and invite in the loving energy, the loving intentions of God that we know through the Christ, through Jesus. Invite your mind to join the love of Christ as it grows and emerges through you, with you, as you. And as your energies rise from Mother Earth and your connection to Earth grows stronger and you feel more comfortable in who you are in your heart, that love will continue to rise through you and give you more power to speak out into the world that which is true. So that with strength in your core, in your well-beingness, with the power of love within you, you have the strength to be more authentic, the courage to allow the truth to flow through you without the emotional baggage and hang up of, oh, this truth is so scary. This is so painful to say. You can allow the love to rise and through you. And as we speak the truth and as we speak into the world that which is true, we admit our flaws, our mistakes, our weaknesses, as we confess our brokenness, as we confess our fractures and our lies. As we overcome that, we become more whole. And as the energies continue to rise through the well-beingness of the present, rising through the heart, rising through the voice, into the mind, right? Opening the third eye, the expression of the mind's vision, bringing your life force energy up. You can feel it activating in the base of your mind at certain times. Different people have different experiences. I've been able to catch these little pleasures and tingles that kind of go through my body at different times. And praise God, man. I encourage every single day. Once you find the bliss of solitude, you will not want to escape it. And your practice of setting aside a few minutes of time for this self-indulgent pleasure, you won't want to miss it. Set aside a few moments each day for the purpose of prayer and meditation, to detach from the world, to go within you into the silence and the silence and the stillness, so that you can allow the energies of love to rise through you with the thoughts of appreciation, right? With the mind on God, and feel the bliss of peace and love and appreciation that flows through with who you are. Hey, Melanie, bless you. I shaved. That's what it was. It wasn't a haircut. The haircut might happen. I'm trying to figure out the look still. Still trying to figure out my look and where it's going to go, but I trimmed the beard quite a bit today. Thank you, though. And I'm considering a return, but I'd prefer to wait for an update. Something I'm due for something positive in my life. I'm due for I believe I'm due for a miracle. I have faith in miracles. And you know what? The Talcottian adventure, I know there's people who wonder, and I've shared this elsewhere, but where are we at? On Tuesday in the morning, there's a hearing scheduled regarding the contract in this property, which will determine the future of my shelter and what might happen. I'm very curious to see what may happen. Someone asked earlier if I've done my response letter, and it's not completed. I mean, this is my life. My friggin' printer went out. I've downloaded the form. It's just a basic form that you just got to do, saying I plan to be there, and here's to tell you that I'm going to be there. But I also found there's organizations and there's support, people who have education in the system. So allegedly they're going to do the letter for me on Monday. If that doesn't happen, I guess I'll go to a FedEx shop or something, somewhere to print and fax, and I'll do everything myself. And then I'll go to the hearing on Tuesday. See what happens there. Monday night as well is another labor count or a city council meeting. I may or may not return there. Who knows? This life we are living, I am all in. I encourage you to join me. Let's become all in into this life. Let's walk the rest of our lives with faith, as though love matters, as though the truth matters, as though God's will for us is to walk with love, to love living. And if God's will is for you to love living, what do you want to do? What is your heart calling you to pursue? What is the action? What is the world showing you? Hey, hello, this opportunity keeps knocking on your door. What are you going to do with it? You know, or that's coming from within. Where are these ideas that you've been that have been stirring around within you that you've just been saying, no, I can't. No, it's not time. I got to do this and I got to have this money and I got to do that. If you've got those ideas within you, it's time to let them out. This is your life to live. This is my life to live. Let's live together, starting today with Christ, with love. Walk with love. Build within you the faith that love is here for you, that love is for you to know, that love is for you to share, for love is for you to become. If you build those mindsets in you, I'm telling you, God is love. And the only way to know love is to be truthful, to be humble, to be honest, and to be caring. Because if we don't care, we won't love. We're not curious, we're not going to know. And if we're not interested, well, the love will be there. The opportunities will be. But here, I'm going to swing this up and touch on a couple points from the past. Hey, Margot, thanks for your opinion, but you don't need to tell me what I need to do and don't do either, please, because you don't know what I've received. You don't know what the instructions say. You don't know a lot of things, Margot, but you think up answers constantly. And I encourage you, find some curiosity. Through curiosity, you can quickly discover more humility. Because, see, when we become curious, then we start asking questions different than we did before. And when we ask questions different than before, we learn things that are quite different than what we thought in the past. And when you start learning, with curiosity, and you learn that you were wrong, even if it's just a little bit, but you're like, oh, frick, egg all over my face. Guess I put my foot in my mouth that time again, didn't I? Hey, Margot, find some curiosity. You'll ask some different questions. As soon as you start getting answers different than you've imagined, you'll get off your high horse. You'll learn humility. Praise God. Praise God. Margot is very prideful, very egoic. You're a good example, Margot. See, I'm not like you in that way. I love you, my friend. See, if you were in my situation, I wouldn't be running around slandering you or rallying people against you. That's not how I roll, Margot. I wouldn't be publicly talking about going to interview neighbors to continue to mock a man like me when you obviously you have connections with City Hall, allegedly. So would anyone else be willing to ask Margot, if she has these dealings with City Hall constantly, why would she not use that to help me in any way whatsoever? Hey, and I am feeling patient and very kind, so let's see where the day goes. Welcome back, Flo. Hey.
Hey, you said you were about due for something good in your life, and here I am.
Where's the good that you see? That you see for me?
Is it all? It's not all about you, Jack.
Well, you just quoted me that I'm about due for some good in my life, and you claim
I'm just here offering you my friendship, and I don't being very selfish and demanding.
All right. Well, I didn't realize your friendship was being offered, especially after the past recent few weeks. I don't know that a friendship with you is actually what I want either. So, I mean,
you
I
sent
don't
me a
want
text
you
a few days ago
enemy.
asking a question.
What's that?
You sent me a text a few days ago asking a question. I don't believe you don't know the answer to it.
Please,
So,
I wouldn't
I have a
asked.
question to you. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me make sure that I'm repeating the question right. I don't understand what you intend to gain by attacking my character so proudly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't understand?
No. What are you gaining by attacking my character?
What do you gain by attacking my character, Margot's character, basically everyone's character?
Okay. So you feel all right. So you're not going to answer my question. You're going to deflect it back to a comparison as though
I'm
tit for
reactive.
tat.
I am reactive. You are
Okay.
proactive. What do
All
you
right.
gain?
So, all right. So you allege your attacks at me are in reaction to what you perceive of me. Okay. So
why are you phrasing it with all these perception words? Why are you qualifying it like that?
There is a reason, because what I see you and others doing is a lack of, you're not owning your perception. Your responsibility in your words is to be accurate and truthful. And I've cautioned you about, your character assassinations of me are not accurate or truthful. You're claiming things based off your beliefs. And I'm like, Flo, whoa, chill, dude.
You're claiming things based off your beliefs, and you're saying that mine are inaccurate. Your beliefs are just as capable of being flawed as mine are.
Okay, so what does that mean in relation to what I said?
So what it means is you're slandering everybody constantly by saying that we're wrong and we're lying about you, instead of respecting the fact that maybe we see something and we're being honest, and you're just trying to undermine it without any consideration for the fact that maybe you're flawed.
Mm-hmm. So, yep. So you're looping on this maybe. You've been looping on this maybe for a long time. And I'm asking, let's find out the facts, because just because you and others disagree does not, and I mean, because you guys
with perception.
Each other. Hey, right.
We're dealing with human perception. There is no facts that we can hold up and measure. You can't calibrate it.
Whoa. Let's chill out. Human perception is flawed often, right? Mm-hmm. Facts are objective. All it takes is for us to be willing. Let's narrow down. Let's narrow down what is actually our disagreement. And then let's see what is our agreement. Because I think we've been facing, we meaning my experience with you and others, I keep facing more and more disagreements, and we're avoiding any sort of opportunities to grow.
I see an opportunity to find the nature of the problem. It's to look for the pattern. What's the common thread in all of your problems?
Hey, Flo, let's focus it on you and me, because right? Well, see, again, tell you what, I don't know. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to prove yourself right? Or are you trying to find a resolve? You just trying to make conflict content again, trying to get more grifting, some more subscribers? Hey, go to Flow State and give him your fucking fiat. He cares about that more than people.
How is it grifting if I'm...
He cares about grifting and money more than people. My personal experience. And I know, Flo, you're gonna say you want to prove me wrong. You've sat here next to me for months trying to prove me wrong because you disagree about economics. Now, the fact is, Flo, when I pointed out that your behavior was oppositional and disruptive for me and my purpose, my goals, when I pointed out to you what I was experiencing with you honestly, and I asked you to look at your behavior flow state, that's when you turned and you started maligning my character. Do you see your reactive behavior is not actually healthy?
I didn't listen to what you were just saying.
I know. See, this is
if you want to have a conversation, we can start again. But I assumed you didn't want to have a conversation. Listening.
Yeah, I'm actually responding based off your attitude. I'm very good at reflecting back the energies of others, and I've been trying to raise the energy, but you continue on to drag me down. So I'm going to continue on. Thank you, Flow State. Enjoy the rest of your day. So yes, this is Egoic Games. Hey, Margot, congratulations. See, you and Flo, you guys create your own reality. You want to prove yourselves what? I've asked for explanations. None of you seem to offer any answers for yourself. And here, you know what, Margot? Go ahead and take off for the day. I don't want you around anymore. Flo, I'm not bringing you back up either. You've chosen to return here with your egoic false persona. You want to come in with this passive aggressive, pretending to be a buddy, pretending that everything's okay, but you're not here to support me, Flo. And what you don't realize, though, your reactive nature, right, which you identified, Flow State, you're mature, you understand psychology well enough, and others viewing, you guys, you're not dumb. You know what you're showing with your reactive state. I've been saying this a long time. Egos, they start emerging with me. And Flow State, you can keep your ego, you can keep your selfishness, you can keep your insults and your false narratives about me, and you can keep showing yourself to mock me and oppose me. I'm very clear about who I am and what I am, and whether you believe me or not, well, whether you believe in the truth or not is up to you. I am a man of peace. I walk with love the best way that I can, despite what others offer me, despite, you know what? Despite what is immediately offered to me often, but there is so much encouragement, there is so much support, there are so many people who do see differently than you, Flo. There's plenty of people who do see differently than you, Margot and Paul. And this is what's so funny. The three of you think you're so different from me, and yet Flo, Margot, and Paul are exactly the same publicly opposing a man like me. And it's absolutely hilarious. I keep asking them. And see, this was the question who was here earlier with Tom. I said, what I've been seeking is someone to ask others questions. Let's see if Flo can actually answer himself without blame and excuses, saying, I oppose Jack because I gain this. It makes me feel good to insult and oppose and mock Jack and to host people who insult, mock, and oppose Jack. I do this because I gain. Ask yourself, brothers and sisters, ask yourself, when people show hate towards others, they're showing their lack of respect. See, and when we can't show respect to others, what are we doing? We're showing ourselves to be one who lacks respect. I've been offering respect, kindness, forgiveness, appreciation to those who have joined the panel, and the kindness and the support was not overlooked. But what seems to be overlooked, Flow State, is what you've received from me. You act like I've done nothing good for you, and that you, for some reason, have jurisdiction over me. Oh, that's right, because you think I enjoy that. That's the loop you say. You say, I enjoy being mocked because you saw Paul do that to me. And so you follow his example instead of mine. Flow State, you spent a lot more time around me and you couldn't see the difference. It's all right. Hey, I am going to wrap this up. I really don't have any intention of bringing you up or even talking to you later, Flow State. Not today. Maybe, well, you got my number. You know how to reach me, but I don't need to deal with it like this. Brothers and sisters, and I don't mean to turn on a sour note, because I'm not. I feel great. I really do. Today, I feel good. I've had fun. I believe we've had some more energy dynamics that have been unfolded. Our God, our Creator, the one who is true, that God is so amazing. That Father is with you. That Father is with me. The potentiality of life is here to know, to be loved, to be appreciated through you, with you, as you. You are the living truth of God's love. Can you accept that part? Can you play that part? As far as I'm concerned, it's an opportunity. We all have a choice that we get to play. How do you want to play this life, the rest of your life? I suggest, I encourage, play the rest of your life honestly, authentically, truly, to be a living, honest participant in this game of life, but do it with love. Become the living truth of God's love for those around you. What an opportunity. What an opportunity our Creator has bestowed upon us in this world with so much suffering, so much inequality, so much pain, so much sorrow. What an opportunity our Creator has bestowed upon us to live and walk each day, to be able to show authentically, truly, the love of God through our words, through our deeds, through our being. Because love is the true nature of you. Love is who you are. Don't forget. Don't forget the love. Forget the rest of the world. Forget the fucking opinions. Forget the expectations. Forget the old rules. Follow love. Brothers and sisters, thank you again for tuning in on whatever platform you found me. Please, if you do feel the desire, the urge to connect with me, I am easily reached. Reach out to me. Let's have some conversations and some good times. And until the next time, please do the follow, like, subscribe, hit the notification, and we'll see what happens next. Brothers and sisters, thank you again. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all.